we are with our first team that always believes no one is useless in this world, who lightens the burdens of others. They have taken active participation in AIDS Awareness Day and also organized webinars like Ek Bharat, Shresth Bharat. So we request NSS Bhilai Institute of Technology to present their PPT.
Good afternoon, everyone, respected judges and the audience. We are here on the behalf of NSS unit of Bhilai Institute of Technology, Durg, Chhattisgarh. I, Preeti Gabel, along with my teammates Kritika Upadhyay, Shalini Srivas and Palak Devangan are going to present our study on the given case, that is homelessness and poverty. Swami Vivekananda said, "Give me 100 energetic young men and I shall transform India." Let's try and be one of those 100 energetic ones. The case provided tells homelessness and poverty in India is a growing issue and has been rising more rapidly since COVID-19 started. India has an ample amount of land which can accommodate all the people, still many are homeless. According to the Homeless World Cup, there were about 1.8 million homeless individuals living in India as of 2019. This situation has occurred due to unequal distribution of wealth in society and also by a government-endorsed city beautification program or by natural disasters. Ashma and Manoj, along with their 4 children, live under the pavement in New Delhi. They are daily wage workers and are struggling to feed the family. Manoj is guilty of not able to provide shelter to his family. Also, this situation does not make them less wise. They don't wish to beg for money, rather take work with fair pay. They have a mindset of hierarchical labor jobs and thus do not send their children to school, as they found it of no use. Further, they are afraid of any mishappening if they send their daughters to the school. Various NGOs like Vikas want to help the needy ones but are unable to do it because of lack of funding during the COVID-19. Keeping in mind the tough situation of global pandemic, which has affected almost every sector, be it education, healthcare, or residence, we will discuss the solution of various problems discussed in the case in the coming slides. On studying the case provided, we identified the key problems, which are inadequacy of proper residence, the abundance of unskilled laborers, and the lack of funding for NGOs during COVID-19. We are thoroughly going to discuss each problem and its solution in the coming slides. The first problem is abundance of unskilled laborers, which is one of the key reasons for homelessness and poverty. The table clearly shows that India ranks number 2 after China in the count of laborers, but ranked 131 out of 162 countries in the number of skilled laborers. To eradicate this problem, NGOs can play a crucial role. Solution number 1 is that employees of corporate companies can provide vocational training and upskill the laborers. Later, these laborers can work in those companies at fair wages. Let's say if Ashma and Manoj are taught to stitch masks, they can be hired by any agency which makes masks. Another thing noted in the case was mentality of hierarchical labor jobs. To end this chain, the NGO volunteers can teach the poor kids and spread awareness regarding the importance of schooling. India has a population of 1.3 billion, the second most populated country in the world. It also has an ample amount of land to accommodate people, yet there are many people homeless. The reason for this is unequal distribution of wealth in society. The charts, which you can see in your screen, clearly show the rise of homelessness in India due to COVID-19. Thus, this problem needs immediate attention before the situation gets worse. Let's look at a case study to understand our problem. Mumbai, one of the most fast-paced cities in India, has 55% of population living in improper housing, that is slums. Apart from high land and rent prices, the cost of basic amenities like electricity and water is also very high. Conclusion: unequal distribution of land and high cost of livelihood. The solution proposed is, here they brought into picture of rental housing. It is a concept where the owner of the house and the tenants will come under the same umbrella. According to a survey, Mumbai has 6 lakhs and India has 11.9 million vacant homes. Under rental housing, the vacant houses will be given to the needy at a fair rent, and in return, the NGOs along with the tenant maintain the house. Hence, the problem stated in the previous slide is a paradox. Like every lock has a key, even a paradox has a solution. In the case of Mumbai, it's rental housing. Just like the paradox given in the previous slide, NGOs can contribute to solving the problem in this way. The NGO can pitch a strategy to the corporates about how they can improve the CSR of the company by adopting a housing society that has been built up and left abandoned. This can be provided to the needy ones at minimum rent. The awareness about maintenance and cleanliness of the home to the accommodators will be given by the NGO volunteers. Now I would like to invite Kritika for moving forward with the presentation.
Thank you, Preeti. As we know, financial crimes are not new for NGOs, but another challenge that COVID-19 brought to them is that the cut by their donors is comparatively more. The companies which suffered during the COVID crisis has some major cuts, which is one of the main sources for the NGOs funding. As a result, they even find it difficult for the operational costs. The graph shows the huge gap between required and received funding during the corona crisis. Another way lack of funding affects them is that the long-term plans are unreliable and uncertain. Since NGOs work on small projects, lack of money arrangement is a challenge. One of the strategies for raising funds can be conducting an online fair. It will be a platform where the local shopkeepers who have suffered enough losses during COVID will be able to sell their goods online. Part of the earnings will be given to the NGOs in the form of funding. To ensure maximum participation in this fair, the facility of online gaming with a nominal fee will be provided. Digitalization today has made website hosting easy and affordable, so extra funds for technical arrangements won't be required. The NGO will provide a certificate of contribution to every participant in the fair. For another strategy, we bring you digital marketing and the supply of essential goods. The company can provide essential food packets, rice, pulses, etc. with the logos on the packaging, which later will be distributed by the NGO volunteers to the poor and the needy. The above idea ensures the marketing of the company. To promote the company on a further larger scale, NGOs will use digital platforms. Free resources like Google and Facebook ads and social media presence will help NGOs to gather funds from a wide range of donors. Let us look at the before and after picture, shall we? Before, Ashma and Manoj didn't have a shelter, no sanitation, and livelihood were not so lively. After our proposed model, NGOs will help Ashma, Manoj, and people like them find rental housing at low prices and with proper sanitation. If you ask us how they're going to pay for it, which brings us to our next point, lack of sustainable and secure jobs. We should understand that they are unskilled. NGOs, along with the help of corporate sector under CSR, can provide the necessary training, which will provide Ashma and Manoj better job opportunities. Lastly, earlier NGOs had a tough time generating funds, but with the help of young volunteers at NGOs, we can provide them with a digital platform to expand the range of collection of funds. And we shall continue to come up with new ideas. Through the research we did all the while, we came to conclude that the root cause of poverty, which further leads to homelessness, is literacy, particularly lack of it. Literacy is the long-term remedy. This will provide them with tools to earn a better living and also teach them necessity of family and future planning. Ultimately, over the years, their living standards will be improved. The government also plays an important role in helping the poor. Schemes such as Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Gramin Awas Yojana, DDA housing, etc. are there set up to help the poor and providing them shelter. Similarly, Manrega was set up to help the poor people, which ensures them employment for 180 days. To help out young minds, literacy schemes like Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan are there to provide free education up until Standard 9 and require scholarships after that. As an NGO, we will make sure that they are aware that the poor people, especially, are aware of the schemes set in place by the government for their betterment. There is always ample room for improvement and betterment everywhere. One should just have the will to try and make a change. With this, I, Kritika Upadhyay, on behalf of our team, Shalini Shrivas, Palak Devangan, and Preeti Gabe, and the entire unit of NSS DIT, thank you all for being a wonderful audience and your patient listening.
Thank you so much. It was indeed a graceful PPT. We now request our judges to ask questions or share their opinion if they have. Judges can ask questions.
Yes, Bela Institute of Technology, thank you for the excellent presentation. I have a little bit of clarification regarding when you talk about rental housing. Okay, I'm really impressed by this town when you talk about the solution. So if government of India is also talking so much about let's say housing for all and there's certain strategies adopted right now, but when you're talking about rental housing, is it rental subsidies or like what about the most vulnerable sections of the Indian society? Okay, to put them in the loop. So so this rental housing, can you explain a little bit more? In what way can we apply in India, or has been what has been the example in India? So is it feasible for especially in the urban areas? Okay.
Sir, about the rental housing, we have pitched the idea like the NGO volunteers can move to the corporates and the corporate officials can adopt abandoned housing societies which are like of no use and like a little bit of improvement in the houses will make it livable. So we are going to tell them that the accommodators will do all the sort of maintenance which is required in the house, and the corporates will provide the house at some minimum rent, which will be very affordable for the people.